Hi guys, I'm Abhinav, and in this video I'm going to talk about a new performance air filter that's out in the market for the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 and the Continental GT 650 twins. This air filter has been made by Way2Speed, which is an performance parts manufacturer in company based out of Chennai. Now, your stock air filter that you get in your motorcycle is this. This is a paper style air filter. So you usually get a paper style air filter. Then if you're going aftermarket, you can get a cotton style air filter, or what Melvin has done. This is a nano fiber based air filter. Now we're going to talk about this, but first let me get the stock filter out of the way. Now, why different kinds of air filters? Why different materials used? Now, this is a paper style air filter. The benefit being it's cheap. This only costs a few hundred rupees. But the con here is this does not have a very long life. Once it's dirty, once this air filter is clogged, you'll have to throw it away. You'll have to use a new one. So you will have to replace your air filter. When you get into aftermarket air filters, they are cotton based or nanofiber based. That means they're reusable. I think the biggest advantage of an aftermarket air filter is the convenience, ease of use. You can wash it, you can just air pressure it, just get all the dirt off, and you can use it again. I think more than anything else, it's the ease of use that really makes life easier for somebody like you and me. So, for example, if I'm getting a performance air filter, really the real benefit that I'm getting out of it is that I can use that air filter for life. Okay, so now let's talk about the performance aspect of air filters. Now, every engine, now, first and foremost, what does a filter do? The way an internal combustion engine works is fuel and air, they are put into the cylinder, they are compressed, there's a spark, it lights it up, and energy is produced. Now, that fuel, it needs air to burn. If that air directly gets into your engine, all the particles that are there in the air, lots of dust, grime, debris, anything and everything can enter your engine, potentially damaging it. Not potentially, if everything just enters like that, it will most certainly damage your engine. That is where an air filter comes in. So, the air filter, as the name suggests, it filters all those particles and it only lets a certain amount of air to go in. That air, which is clean, which does not have anything in it, that goes into your engine and then that combustion happens. Now, from the factory, most motors, not most, but almost all machines, they are tuned very conservatively. Now, why I say that is because a machine has to perform in various conditions and it is meant to perform for thousands and thousands and thousands of kilometers. Now, if motorcycle manufacturers start giving you performance parts, if they let more air in, chances of that longevity that they expect, that's going to reduce, and more people are going to come back to the manufacturer and claim warranty. Nobody wants that. So engines are tuned very conservatively so that they last. Now, this air filter, similarly, is very conservative. It will not let a lot of air flow through to the engine. That is where performance air filters come in. Now, something like this is a performance air filter. This would let more air in, but still would block those particles, those dust particles, etc., little bit of debris, whatever that can go through your engine, harming it. This would still block that, but it would let more air in. That's the basic idea of a performance air filter. Melvin says this is easy to install. It can be pressure washed, or you can, just use air pressure, one of those air pressure pumps, and just clean it, and it'll work again. Being nanofiber and not being cotton based, which most performance air filters are, like KNN and your DNA, etc. This does not need to be pre-oiled because those cotton filters you might have seen, people putting those oiling thing that comes with those K&N filters that makes it all red and all. You must have seen that. So this does not require that. This is just plug and play. You don't need to oil this filter. Because you don't need to oil this filter, the dust etc. does not stick to the oil, so it doesn't clog that fast. That's what Melvin says. It does not clog as fast as a cotton based air filter would. These things, the paper style air filter, it clogs the fastest. This air filter, it provides up to 65 CFM more than a cotton based air filter. Now a cotton based air filter would let more air in than a paper based air filter. Now, you might be wondering, what is CFM? So, CFM is nothing but cubic feet per minute. So, this air filter is possibly letting through 65 cubic feet of air per minute through more than a cotton based air filter. So, again, one of the advantages. Now, you know, ideally, when you put in an air filter, let's say you have, let's say you have an interceptor, right? You're riding, you're in the hills, you feel that there's a lot of dust in the air. You've been riding for 2 3 4 days. You feel that your bike doesn't perform as well. It feels very bogged down. You check your air filter, you see that it's clogged, you take it out, you just wash it, dry it overnight, maybe put it back in the morning, good to go. Or just dust it off. It's reusable. It's easily reusable. That's the advantage over here. It's not like that you put a performance air filter in and you're gonna get like 2 3 4 horsepower extra from your engine. That's not gonna happen. A performance air filter, it just makes your engine breathe freely, and that shows in the way the throttle response is. Slight change of sound, and your rev needle just will you'll see it climbing faster. Now, why who needs a performance air filter? So let's say you have aftermarket exhausts on your motorcycle. Now I'm gonna break this down into very very basic terms. So the exhaust gases, now they are, because of your free flow exhausts, aftermarket exhausts, they're escaping your system faster than what they were, but the intake is still the same. So the balance is disrupted. Now, how do we maintain that balance? You will need a performance air filter so that more air goes in. And with these modern EFI engines, most ECUs, I think almost all ECUs, they are able to adapt to a little bit of change in the flow rate of either the fuel or the air. So it's a little bit here and there, and the engine would, the ECU would not let the motorcycle run either lean or very rich. It can adapt to a certain level. So if more air is going in, the ECU would compensate and let more fuel in as well. It'll the change the parameters, and the fuel injector is going to pump in a little bit more fuel, and resultant, there is more in the system, more fuel, more air, little bit more power, not a lot, just a little bit more power, and then those gases are able to escape properly. One of the reasons why I wanted to try this filter out is because it's not very expensive. This filter costs 3000 rupees. If you go for a K&N or a DNA, which I believe are fantastic, I use a DNA air filter in my motorcycle. That costs about 58 or 6800 rupees, I don't remember now. So for half the cost, if I get the same performance, why not? Why not, right? Then there's another thing. The stock air filter, if you'd see, so it goes into the motorcycle like this. So this side of the air filter is exposed. This is where the air goes in. However, on the motorcycle, this air filter is covered by this piece of plastic, and right now, if you'd see, there was such a huge opening, but it's all gone. This plastic piece has a little snorkel through which the air would go in. So, because this snorkel is very small, only a limited amount of air is going to go into the system. If I use a performance air filter and if I use the stock, the plastic cover over the filter, the air is not, we don't have a lot of air going into the system. So, if you want to take it up a notch, what you can do is remove this and use a stage 2 kit, or basically this is just a plastic, not a plastic but a metal plate that is going to sit on top over here like this. You bolt it on and now that opening just became a lot bigger, that snorkel opening. So a lot more air is going to go in, more air goes in, more air passes through into your engine, into your system, with everything getting filtered. So that's the whole idea behind stage 2. Okay, so this is my Interceptor 650. It's a slightly custom motorcycle, and now I'll show you how to install this filter in the motorcycle. Stock filter, Way2Speed. So the filter is housed under this panel on the left hand side. In order to open this panel, you need to first remove the seat. There's a screw, you unscrew it, take the panel off, take the filter out, put the new filter in, and just close it. As easy as that. I've opened the side box. You can see that I'm running a DNA performance air filter, and I've had it in the bike for about a year now. I've not serviced it in about a year because I've not ridden it much, only about 5,000 kilometers. So let's take this out and let's put the new one in. This is, it's dirty, but it's not that dirty. We'll still service it, but for now, let me first show you. This is how the stock filter is, and this is how, the, what do you call it? This stock plastic cover sits on the filter. So air sort of goes through in here through the snorkel. Not a lot of air goes in. Stock filter is out. Yeah, okay, so this is in. Now I can either, what you can do is you can either have it like this with the stock plastic cover. I wouldn't recommend it. Might as well go stage 2 and put this Way2Speed filter plate as well. So we're gonna do just that right now. Let's see how it positions. Stage 2 plate has also been installed. Now let's just pack the motorcycle once and start it up, and let's listen to the sound of the motorcycle. It wouldn't change much, but I will just, I just want you guys to hear my bike. The sound is pretty much similar to what I was getting from the DNA performance air filter. Expected, they're both free flow air filters. So this was it, this was a quick video of, not a quick, probably a slightly lengthy video of me explaining to you how air filters work and installing the Way2Speed air filter in this motorcycle. I can't tell you right away how it feels, how it works. I'm going to do a long-term review, probably in a couple of months, give you an update on how it's been performing on the bike. If you want to buy this product, I'm going to leave Melvin's details. Melvin is the guy who runs Way2Speed. I'm going to leave the details in the description. You can check that out, along with a full write-up of what are the technical specifications and the advantages of this air filter over the competition and the stock air filter. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Abhinav. This is my Interceptor 650. Have a nice day. Bye bye.